Alright, yep. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahushua.
All glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing his word and truth and sincerity. Or, this is the brothers out here from GMS, Los Angeles camp. We got together through the Spirit. We just gonna go. In this lesson, we just gonna go into false prophets. Lies out there that's coming out. And our job as men of the Lord is to be in defense of the gospel. When all these lies come out, all these things that's come out that's contrary to the scriptures, we're supposed to combat that. We're supposed to break down those strongholds. With this word. To give the true understanding of what the scriptures are saying. And it's a lot of false prophets out there that's arising. Because we in the last days. And that's prophecy. Coming to pass. All these false prophets out here spewing all these lies. But the true men of the Lord, through the Spirit power, Yahweh Shai, are out here to combat those lies.
Right, defend the gospel for the simple fact that the elect is being sealed, and those the hopeful elect, right, who's just coming in. Those lies have to be combated. They have to be because every lie that's put out there is a stronghold. It's a stumbling block for the brothers who's going through the path. Because the elect has to stay on that straight path, and those lies is to throw brothers off the path. So the true prophets out there have to decipher the lies versus truth and put nothing but truth out there, so there won't be no stumbling blocks for those who are in this truth and walking in sincerity.
Mm-hmm. So,
Which one you want to start with?
You can start with that one in Philippians.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of ever since the apostles Great Millstone came on YouTube back in 2007. It's been a lot of, this truth is basically exploded. You had a few camps on there, before they came on there. You had IHBK, you had Nathan and them on there, but they wasn't bringing out the truth like the apostles were. So when the apostles came in, that's when that flood came in, brothers. And now you see brothers throughout the world, teaching the same thing, the same doctrine. And when we see something that's being taught that we weren't taught, we jump on it, because that's the Spirit of the Lord. We believe we're the body of Yahweh Shai. So if we hear anything contrary to the true doctrine, we're gonna break down that that stronghold.
Yeah. Kind of. We're like the spiritual sentinels, man. Like those. We're like the immune system. That goes through and take out anything that's foreign to the body, anything that's corrupting or invading the body. We go through as the immune system to rectify that, correct that, cut that out. Any cancers that's growing, and lately a lot of the cancers that's growing is you other Israelite groups. You come in with all these false doctrines and all this different lies that just out of nowhere that you wasn't even teaching years ago.
Right.
The thing about the apostles and elders of Great Millstone is that everything is consistent with them. The truth is consistent. Now, there's been things that evolved, more revelation that's come out, but it goes right in line to what's already been taught, because the scriptures are going to line up. It's going to be like a fine-tuned a train. You know what I mean? A train is going to have each part of that train is going to hitch on, and it's going to go the same route as the train. You're not going to have a part of it going a different way. So everything that the apostles continue to bring out, anything that's new revelations been revealed unto them, it's been revealed through the Spirit that goes right along with the scriptures. Mm-hmm. It ain't going to be contrary to what's being brought out. So, these other Israelite groups, they'll be teaching one thing and then they'll teach something totally different that they weren't even teaching years ago. Right. They're inconsistent, which is why they're inconsistent with their teaching period, with them going out on the street. They don't consistently go out, make videos. They don't consistently go out and teach the flock. So you know by process of elimination on their deeds. The scriptures say that the fruit will reveal if the tree is corrupt, or if the tree is a righteous tree. Look at the apostles of Great Millstone. Ever since they came on the scene, that those fruit has been growing to let you know that tree is properly nourished by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Ain't no corrupt tree, ain't no corrupt fruit on that tree. If it does, it falls off. All the corrupt fruit drops. When you look at a tree and you have dead fruit on the ground, that was what? That was a corrupt fruit that couldn't stay on the tree. It had to drop, and then it rot, and that's it. But you look up in the tree, the tree is full of fruit, flourishing fruit. You know, the scriptures say and I believe it's in John, First John, one of the books of John, where it talks about they went from us. I think it's First John 2:19. If you grab it real quick, and I'll get this one out here.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They went from us because they didn't remain with us.
They weren't of us.
They weren't of us. Yeah, come on, if you could drop that real quick.
It's,
shoot.
You got it?
This is 1 John 2:19. It says, "They went out from us, but they were not of us."
Right. Those dudes who were a part of Great Millstone and was on the right path, teaching the truth the right way, when they were following up under the guidance of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, they stuck to the right path. Then they fell off. They went from us. They're that corrupted fruit that fell from the tree because you couldn't remain on that tree because you weren't really supposed to be part of that tree. But you're used as an example, and you look at those guys that's done that. What are they teaching? They're teaching all these wayward doctrines and all these lies, and it's coming out of nowhere with it. And it ain't settling. And what does that mean? They're not even gathering fruit upon themselves. Why? Because they trying to break off from the tree and go be their own tree when your tree ain't producing no fruit. Hey, all these Israelite groups that all these all these fake niggas that was part of Great Millstone, and you broke off and you became an ITR, or you started your own Israelite group, Sakari, or whatever else you just started, you're not bearing multiple fruit upon yourself. Because Most High ain't with you. He was with you when you was up under Great Millstone, because you was teaching the truth in the right way. But then you broke off. And you thought you got high-minded, you got proud, you puffed up. Your knowledge that you had puffed you up, and you got puffed out. And you teaching all this madness. Same thing with these other Israelite groups. So like this brother's going into, we're going to bring it out. We are set for the defense of the gospel, no matter if you're an ex-GMS, or you one of these other Israelite groups, or you're in the Christianity, one of these churches, one of these fake scholars that Esau has sent out there to try to derail the truth. It don't matter. It don't matter where you come from. We're gonna deal with you, and you ain't gonna be able to stand against the truth.
That's right. You want me to finish it off?
Yeah, come on.
This is back in 1 John 2:19. It says, "They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be." It's like they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
Right, and it has been manifest that you're not all of us. Why? It shows through what the madness that you're teaching, man.
Can I get this real fast?
Go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "But there were false prophets also among."
Hold that, bro.
It
That's
go,
what that brother.
Yeah, it just go. It ties
right
into what you
hey,
saying,
better
bro.
drop it then, brother.
Make a point on it.
Because I know this brother had that. Go ahead.
It says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies." You know,
right.
What's part of that damnable heresy? Saying that you got to go to Jerusalem to, be endowed with spiritual powers. You know, saying that the Babylon is talking about the Vatican. You know,
Mark of the Beast is Christianity. Sleeping with white women.
Yeah, and that's them dudes that left from among us speaking these things.
Yeah,
you know,
the other flat earth, other nations can make it.
Yeah,
a portion of the other nations can make it. You know, the Samaritan woman at the well was the Israelite. All these different shit that you weren't taught. Because Paul said what? He said to continue on what you have learned, and among who you have learned it from. Right. Who taught you that?
Yeah.
It says, "Even denying the Lord, that brought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
Right. And you denying the Lord. By y'all teaching that, like the HODC, they talking about, you only way you can get spiritual power is if you go to Jerusalem. You denying the Lord. You basically saying the Lord, the prophecies of the Lord coming back to deliver us. You basically saying that that's not gonna happen. Because the scriptures speak about the Lord. The Lord said he said, wait upon me. You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to wait on the Lord. The Lord is going to be the one that endows brothers with that power. Ain't talking about going to over to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
We ain't. Furthermore, we ain't even, like the brother said, man. We ain't even got passport. We ain't even got the power. The funds to do all that, man. Our whole nation can't go over there right now.
Yeah.
And plus, that land is inhabited by them devils. They got faggot parades. They over there, they got all kind of abominations going on in that land. That land is unclean right now, man.
Exactly.
It's defiled. The Lord, that land's gonna be destroyed.
Hey, and even there might be some Jake over there, but the whole bulk of Israel is right here in America. Because Jake is scattered up among the whole world, but this is where it's gonna happen, in the land of the north, right here.
Right.
Not out there in Jerusalem, man.
Mm-hmm.
It says and even denying the Lord that brought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction, and many shall follow their pernicious ways. And that was the point, right? The point of get pernicious, man. That's what and people are gravitating, because they got their own little section of followers, but they leading people into their destruction. That's why the brothers going into them being that rotten fruit. You should know them by their fruit, because they ain't grown. They ain't the spirit is not dealing with them, man.
Right. And it said many shall follow him. So you got a lot of our people they're simple, man.
Yeah.
The scriptures say the simple believe every word, but the prudent man look towards going. Because a lot of our people, they just want to be lied to. They don't want to hear the truth. That's why it's so easy for them to distance themselves from, the brothers at Great Millstone. They rather go to IUIC or these other different camps, and who their doctrine might be off, because they'll teach you that you're an Israelite. They'll teach you the basics, They'll teach you the basics. They'll teach you that you're a Judite, a Benjamite, wherever tribe you're from. They'll say you got to keep the laws of the Lord, grow your beard, stop eating pork, stop worshiping, these idols. They'll tell you those things, but when it comes down to like the prophecies, when it comes down to like the history, when it comes down to the deeper things, the meat of the scriptures, they don't know, they don't know what to go into. They don't got the spirit to do that. Because
they can't even consistently.
Go ahead, bro.
I was saying they can't even consistently stick to the fundamentals, the milk, because the milk is not enough for them. So they gotta go off into some wild shit because they can't even digest the meat, and the milk is not enough for them. They feel because they constantly niggas like that constantly want to feel like they want to validate themselves. They want to feel like they on the level, and so they can get self-glorification because they think it's about them. It ain't about you. It's too much for a nigga to play the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't play that role. I need to be up. That's that nigga Nazariah, man, with his fucking proud ass, man. And brothers saw that from the get-go that you was that way. And then many other niggas like you, many other dudes. I mean, we can go down the line. This ain't no. We're not trying to magnify or spotlight some particular nigga. This is all of y'all that we dealing with. I just used you as an example, but the simple fact is, the knowledge that you were given and the position that you're playing, it wasn't enough for you. So you had to starve for more. It's like you were starving for more, right? You wanted to be on the forefront. You know what I'm saying? You want to. It's all about you. You know what I'm saying? Like you going at Apostle Tahar because you want dudes to follow you. Right. But the simple fact is, only niggas gonna follow you is other scoffers. Yeah. Scoffers go, and they ain't even about the word. How many? When it says many shall follow their pernicious ways, that's not talking about many men who trying to learn the truth, follow the truth, and teach the truth. Yeah. That's just other scoffers. Right. You go click on their page, no content. Yeah. They haven't been on the street. They ain't doing no sit downs, no lessons. They ain't doing anything that's productive to help seal the elect. So many following your position's ways is niggas that's like you.
Yeah.
They just have a vendetta against the men of the Lord.
That's right.
Keep reading on that.
It's a little more. I want to get that word.
At least get to verse 10.
I want to get this word pernicious real fast.
Come
Pernicious in the blueletterbible.com is apoleia in the Greek, which means a destroying, utter destruction of vessels, a perishing ruin, destruction. All right, so
that's what they doing.
Yeah,
they're gonna follow you into destruction.
Exactly.
That and you're following a demon that's gonna lead you into destruction.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, because if it's against the doctrine, you basically fighting against life.
Yeah.
Which leading you what's opposite of life? Death.
Yeah.
So that's what you all you scoffers are going down that road, man.
And all these dudes who broke off from Great Millstone, but they still going out there for the little time they go out there, or whatever they doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that old saying, man. Everybody want to be a chief, but nobody wants to be Indians.
Yeah.
But you don't have the feathers to be the chief. You weren't given those feathers to be the chief.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have the stripes, spiritual stripes to be the chief.
Yeah.
It's like if everybody's trying to be a chief, who's the Indians?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can only have, a one general, and everybody else has to be. You got lieutenants, captains, soldiers, MPs. Somebody has to fulfill the rest of the army.
Yeah.
Play your role, man.
Yeah.
Know your role, man. That's what you need to pray for. Is what the Most High require of me in this truth, and let me stick to what He wants of me.
Exactly. They gotta discern, bro. They gotta pray for discernment because it's a spiritual discernment to see like if the Lord wanted me to be or at the top, the nation of Israel, that's what it would be.
Right.
But the Lord got me in the position I'm in, so I need to play that position and do it to the best of my ability.
And that just don't come overnight.
Yeah.
It takes time for the Most High to manifest to you what is exactly He wants of you, in your position in the body.
Yep.
You may be thinking that you may over here thinking that you supposed to be a shoulder or you supposed to be part of the head when really you an elbow.
Right.
You might be a wrist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you steady trying to move yourself up higher in the body when, hey, you're not reporting to where you're supposed to be, which is the elbow or the wrist or the freaking kneecap or whatever it is that's the Most High had for you to do in the body. You're not reporting to that. That's abandoned.
Yeah.
You leaving that abandoned.
Right.
You over here trying to seek self-glorification to be something more than what you really was designed for.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what the Most High had it for you to be, it would have been manifested a long time ago. You would have came in, and that would have been your position from the gate. Look at the men who's the brothers that are now starting to be recognized as elders. Elder Yashuan, Elder Ariala. In the Texas camp, Elder Muatazak and Arkeb, Elder Barak, Elder Damad, the different heads that's leading men that's full camps and been leading those men for years. They have put in that position. They've what's the so-called what they say in the world? They paid their spiritual dues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now the Most High does the scripture say, I'll give you a name. He's gonna give the name. He's gonna magnify whom He's gonna magnify. And if you just be patient and do what you're supposed to do, then that'll come to you. But it ain't even about that. Right. It's about let's seal this elect up. Let's get up out of here.
Right.
The Most High will magnify you or exalt you in due season, man. But you niggas out there that want to run off, start your own Israelite group and get followed, that ain't gonna flourish, man. Because the Most High ain't with that.
That's right.
That's right.
And it's been shown. You know what I'm saying? It's been shown time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
So, back in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 2, it says, "And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not."
Right, bro. Read from the top again.
Verse 3, it says, "And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth
So I
not."
can read up a little above that what it speaks about when it says Being evil spoken of.
Oh, kind of. Verse 2.
Verse 2.
It says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
Right, and you speak evil of the truth. You know, all you do is they came into the to the knowledge. You know, you being taught by the apostles, and now you basically you changing everything you've been taught. You speaking evil of the truth. You know, you speaking evil of the truth. You know, the apostles didn't teach you that the Babylon was the Vatican. You know, they didn't teach you that the earth was flat. You know, all these different lies that you guys are spewing out. You know, you speaking evil of the truth now. Because basically you saying everything that you were taught were lies.
So you never really believed.
You never believed what you was taught. So now you speaking evil of the truth. Now you talking shit about the men that taught you. And now you puffed up in your you know, your proud ass mind. You thinking that you know more than what you ought to know. You think you know more than, you know, what those men taught you. Well, you don't know shit. You don't know nothing, man. You don't know anything. That's why the spirit got rid of y'all. You know, because you first and foremost, you didn't examine yourself. Because if you was a true brother and you examine yourself, you would know that shit was off. You would know all that stuff that come into your mind about the flat earth or the Babylon being the Vatican, you know, all these different things that y'all teaching, you would know that shit was off, and you would know that you would know to rebuke that demon. That's because that was Satan.
It was a demon.
You know, Satan, because when you dig it, you are Satan, because the word Satan means adversary.
Yeah.
And you're an adversary to the truth. You're an adversary to Yahweh Shai. So you niggas are Satan.
You know, the funny thing is, man, a lot of it has to do with your one-on-one, man. That's you versus you, man. What you doing in your private behind the scenes time? Are you praying? Do you fast when you feel that you need to fast? Or man, you could do an intermediate fast just to stay on point. You know, just and then along with full fasts. You know, are you actually praying for the Most High to allow you to properly examine yourself? Because you could examine yourself, but it ain't a proper examination. If you ain't given a proper examination, how are you gonna purge what you need to purge about yourself? Because guys always like to they like to think that things ain't that is going on ain't them. It ain't going on with them. You know. It's like, oh, that ain't me. That ain't me. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to apply the situation as if it's you, and then you need to make the corrections, even if it ain't you.
Right.
If you see there's something going on with another man, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to run a full examination, a spiritual diagnostic within yourself,
right? And
then be humble about it.
Yeah.
Right. Pray the Most High, and you know if that's going on, if that spirit is on me, you take that off of me.
Right.
You know, and because if you don't do that, like demons don't operate on they don't just. They're not gonna throw you a haymaker. They're gonna throw little jabs out there to get you off balance. Then they're gonna knock your ass out.
That's right.
You know, they're gonna creep up on you slow.
Right.
And if you're not purging and continue purging them out and being humble and praying, you gotta pray daily, man. Like if you ain't praying on a day-to-day basis, then how are you defending? How are you gonna defend your spirit, man? Because you ain't getting attacked by one demon a day. You're getting attacked by demons all day. And they get in you, and once they get in you, it's like when they get in you, they ain't gonna manifest themselves right away. Yep. They're gonna get comfortable and slowly work on your damn mind. Yeah. When they work on your mind, they get to thinking make you think that you something more than you are. Like the scripture say, if a man think himself to be more than what he is, he deceives himself. Yep. And that's what happened to you niggas, man. You start thinking that the spirit dealing with you. You got revelations that the apostles didn't get. When they done paid they just due. Yeah. And the spirit has been constantly showing you that they're the men the Most High is dealing with. It's like the same situation when you niggas is a bunch of spiritual Miriams and Aaron when they were trying to correct Moses. The Most High said, if I deal with a man, I'll deal with him in similitudes and in visions. But my man Moses, I speak to him directly. Well, the Most High is showing that everybody that he's speaking to the apostles directly because he's feeding them. The scriptures say he will reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. How much have you seen that the Most High has dealt with the apostles? And all of a sudden, he ain't gonna deal with them no more. You gonna be the one he deals with?
Right.
Hey,
Like the Most High is inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like the Most High gonna change up. You know what? I ain't want to deal with them no more. I've been dealing with them for 25, 30 plus years.
Right.
But my man over here, I want to deal with them.
Right.
You know, I want them. Those are the men. You know,
Yeah.
even though I still got these men on the earth and they've been faithfully serving me and doing what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Or the men over there, the elders apostles of Great Millstone. But all of a sudden, I want this revelation to go to this guy over here. They used to be under them.
Right.
But now he broke off and he going, man, come on, man. That's confusion. The Most High ain't not the author of confusion. He ain't dealing with you niggas, man.
Right.
He's dealing with the men that he's proven he's dealing with from time and time again. And that's what he's going to deal with. Accept it, deal with it, and move forward, man. What's the problem? I don't understand the problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you niggas never respected and loved the apostles, man, as your spiritual fathers.
Yeah.
So it offends you when the Most High is showing that he's dealing with them more and more. Because you want him dealing with you. That's just not the case, man.
I wanted to make a point what you said about Miriam and
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Well, I believe what they said was that, do you think
You think Most High is only dealing with you?
And
Right.
that mindset right
That's
there.
it.
Get your ass jacked
That's
up.
it, bro.
You know?
That's it, bro. That's another part of the point I was gonna bring up with that.
Yeah.
But the fact is, you think that he's dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, he's dealing with Moses, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the right now who's sitting in that seat is the apostles and elders, Great Millstone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's wrong with that?
That's it.
Right.
What's wrong with that? Be humble and appreciate the fact that Most High woke you up.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you could man, there's so much to be thankful for, bro. Like you be thankful that for one, you an Israelite.
Yeah.
For two, you a man.
Nah, no, man.
For three, he woke you up in his truth.
Yeah.
You want to shoot to the top?
Nah.
Man, shit,
Hey,
man.
What was it? King David said it. You rather be a
Doorman
kingdom.
Yeah.
That's humble, man.
And that's the king of our nation.
Yeah.
They said that.
Come on, man. You gotta have that mindset. That's what the scripture say is used for reproof and inspiration. You know, you gotta resort always go back to what the scripture say.
Correction and instruction and righteousness.
Yeah,
Yep,
righteousness.
that's right.
No.
You want me to keep
Keep going.
This is back in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 3. It says, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness.
That's not talking about heavenly angels. That's talking about us.
Yeah.
It's talking about us, the nation, the men, the servants.
Yeah, because when you look at that word angel, it means messenger.
Messenger. Yep. And the chains of darkness is these carnal bodies. Go ahead.
To be reserved unto judgment, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8 persons, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world.
So, like, I wanted to break a point. That's talking about the Israelites.
Yeah.
You know, as far as we're talking about those angels. Go ahead.
Upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
Right, that's what's happening now, man. Because we're going into another example of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because the Most High is going to destroy America in the same fashion that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed for mainly for a lot of the same things that went on there is going on now, but to a higher degree. It's more severely. It's happening more and more. You know what I'm saying? We talking about not the Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities, but we talking about a whole country, a whole country that's going to be destroyed.
Right.
Of you know what I'm saying? It's like basically but basically if you compare it to back then, that's like let's say the Most High going to destroy, you know, Compton, Long Beach, Watts, Inglewood, you know what I'm saying, the neighboring cities.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna destroy that this whole country.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
so because of a lot of the wicked stuff that they were doing back then, they're doing today, plus more.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that's going on.
Yeah.
And he's gonna actually deliver the elect like he delivered Lot. Lot in that situation is representative of the elect.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
Now, who does that represent? The elect. Everything that's going on right now, the elect is vexed with. We see all these things, man. The brothers out here that's doing this work sincerely. We see these things, and it vexes us. You know, for the most part, we've grown to how to deal with it. Not how we were when we first came in. We first came in, and everything burns you up because your mind is opened up to the truth, and you see it all around you. But you didn't, when you was in the world, you didn't see it like that. When you're in the world, you're like, okay, that's what they're doing over there. I ain't tripping. I ain't involved with that.
Yep.
But now we understand through the spirit of how things are supposed to be and how they actually are. It vexed you in the beginning. You would get mad. You see two dudes walking there holding hands, shit would piss you off. You see the two chicks hugged up, it would piss you off. Now